This is Radio Newark, broadcasting live from Balderton on London Road here in Newark, the site of the Old Grove Leisure Centre, which is currently ablaze. London Road is currently closed in both directions, so if you're trying to get through, you will need to avoid that area. They're obviously turning traffic around. There are multiple fire engines here on site at the moment. As you can see in the background, very little appears to be left of the Old Grove Leisure Centre. If you're just joining us this evening, the scene you're looking at is the site of the Old Grove Leisure Centre in Balderton here in Newark on London Road, which is currently ablaze. Very little remains of the building. London Road, of course, is closed in both directions. The emergency services are here. They're on the scene right now. London Road is closed, so you will need to find an alternative route if that's where you're trying to get through this evening.
If you're just joining us, we're live at the site of what is now a derelict and fire-ridden Grove Sports Centre. The blaze started, we think, roughly 1 hour ago and has totally engulfed the whole of the sports centre. We're looking at what was the old swimming pool complex, and as you can see, absolutely nothing left of it. The building has collapsed. The turntable ladder has just arrived from Nottingham, and they're putting that up now, but there is absolutely nothing to save, and the whole of the Grove Sports Centre will be flattened by this time tomorrow morning, I would have thought. It is a major, major blaze here. London Road is closed on both directions outside the Grove School. Fire Brigade are asking people to stay well back. You will not get anywhere near the site, so please do not attempt to drive down London Road. The Grove Sports Centre, well alight, absolutely going to be nothing left of it. As I say, the fire, we understand, started roughly 1 hour ago and has completely taken hold of the whole complex. We think there is upwards of 9 fire engines from all over the county at what is a major blaze here in Newark tonight. For the ones of you like myself that grew up with the Grove Sports Centre, it's a very sad end to what was a very popular building, and as I say, thousands and thousands of us grew up with it, and to see it going up in flames is a very, very sad end to what we all know and loved as the Grove Sports Centre. You're listening to Radio Newark live. Matt Colbourne and myself, Mick Bradley, at the site as the fire brigade get to grips with trying to save what they can of our sports centre. Realistically, they're going to save absolutely nothing of it. It's a containment job. They don't want it to spread anywhere else. As I say, they're setting the turntable ladder up with upwards of 9 fire engines from all over the county. We're getting some messages from our friends, and they're saying that, you know, what we're saying, so very sad. Margaret saying the sad, Kenan saying we used to go to the gym. Abby Whitworth, so many years of fond memories of Newark Swimming Club. What a sad ending. And Carol Hopkinson, so many old memories. And that's what a lot of us feel about it. That's what many, many people feel about it. A comment on here, of course. What about the asbestos? Well, we know it was riddled with asbestos, which was the reason it's not been demolished. Well, there's a lot of asbestos in the air tonight over Balderton, I'm afraid. Many, many of our listeners are looking at this. Gemma Cloakers can say, oh my God, I can see this from my house. I've talked to the wife at the other side of Balderton. She can see it from Queen Street as well. And many, many people are saying, what an awful ending. So sad. So many memories. This is Radio Newark with Mick Bradley and Matt Colbourne live at the site of the Old Grove Sports Centre, which sadly, as you can see from our video link, is going up in flames. Completely taken old. We can see the old swimming complex. We're not allowed anywhere near the far side of it, but if the swimming complex is anything to go by, there is absolutely nothing left of the far side of the Grove Sports Centre. People are asking, is the school damaged as well? Well, as far as we can see at the moment, no. The Fire Brigade have contained it to the sports centre itself, the Old Grove Sports Centre, not the new Sam White Sports Centre, the Old Grove Sports Centre. And as far as we can see, it's contained, and I don't think there is any problems at all around the new school. Megan McCarthy, so sad, it was a great place. Lynn Mitchell, oh no. Yep, you're right, ladies. It was a great place. It was a lovely place to be, and we all enjoyed so many memories from the Grove Sports Centre. But I'm afraid after tonight, that's what they are, memories. There's going to be absolutely nothing left if they do it. Megan McCarthy, why would they do it, though? Well, we can only assume it was set alight deliberately. It's a derelict building. There was nobody in there. The electricity was turned off. So we have got to the only assumption we can come to. And, of course, the fire brigade and the police will decide that one as time goes on. We obviously, of course, don't know at the moment officially how or why it started. What we do know is Nottinghamshire Fire Brigade are in attendance, 9, 10, possibly double figures in fire engines from all over the county. The turntable ladder is now going up. This is Mick Bradley live from the site of the Old Grove Sports Centre, which is now completely ablaze. It started roughly an hour ago, we think. I would love to say it's a containment job for the fire brigade. What they're actually doing is just trying to save it spreading anywhere else. As far as we can see at the moment, the new school is perfectly safe. We haven't heard of anybody being injured. Obviously, somebody must have been around there when it started, but we've heard nothing. There is no stories of anybody being injured. Matt Ridyard, shocking. Matt, you're quite right. It is shocking. And many people are mentioning the asbestos. Well, we are led to believe there was asbestos in the school, so it probably is a good idea to keep your windows closed. We don't know that one for definite. It is hearsay, but if there was asbestos in that sports centre, then it's definitely in the air tonight. Mick Bradley and Matt Colbourne live on London Road at the site of the Grove Sports Centre on this Friday night, which is well ablaze at the moment. Say again, London Road is completely closed in both directions. No traffic going along London Road at all, while the fire brigade and the police have taken over proceedings. They're taking the water from the fire hydrants in the middle of London Road. So London Road is closed in both directions, and I feel it will be for a long time to come yet. Our friends are looking at our live link here, and we do thank you for putting your comments on Facebook. Daniel Steele, shocking. Harry Buckland, dreadful. And you're right, it absolutely it is. We can, of course, only see the old swimming pool side of it. Ooh, they're not allowing us, obviously, anywhere close to the other side. But we're looking at the flames. I can't see that the school is affected in any way, shape or form. 260, 270, 280 of you are listening and looking at our live feed, and we do really thank you for that, Mick Bradley and Matt Colbourne. Matt, I went to this school. I went to that sports centre. I went to the Radio 1 Roadshow in there. My daughter learnt to swim in there. This is very close to home to me. It's a terribly sad day when it closed. Those tears all round. This is not the ending that we wanted for the Grove Sports Centre.
Not at all, no. Like you say, this is an iconic structure, an iconic building here in Newark for a lot of people. A lot of people learnt to swim here. A lot of people went to the gym here. This was a big community place for many people. Myself, as you said, like your daughter, I had swimming lessons here with school. And no, it's just such a shame to see this live tonight. You are watching us live here in Newark. This is Radio Newark live outside the old Grove Sports Centre in Balderton.
And the turntable ladder has just come into operation. The fire brigade is on the turntable ladder. The fireman is now above the scene of the fire. I actually think it is probably peaked, to be honest. 350 of you listening to our live feed. We do thank you very much for being part of Radio Newark's live feed. It's just so sad that we have to bring this to you. Evie Yeomans, so sad to think I used to go there every Saturday to learn to swim. Evie, you're not on your own. Been there and tried to learn to swim. I failed. The Active for Today team, their hearts will be broken as well, and they will, because this is where they worked for a long time as well. And they, it was an old place. It was past its sell-by date, but we loved it. It was our sports centre, and it's all we had, and we loved it. People keep asking, is the school on fire as well? It's just a sports centre. It's just the sports centre. From what I can see, the school is safe. It's out the way. There is absolutely no activity from the fire brigade. There's no activity from the police, and there's certainly no flames coming from the school. So I hope I'm right. I think it is just the sports centre. The high pressure jet is now set on the base of the flames, but it looks to me like the source, the old swimming pool structure, that's down, that's basically collapsed, and they're now moving on to the main sports. We can hear in the background every now and again the sound of something exploding in there. Could be the asbestos, I don't know. Hayley Joe Wright, both my boys had swimming lessons there. Hayley, lovely to hear from you as another explosion comes from somewhere inside the complex. We're getting close to 400 people following our feed now. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to phone in, just phone into Radio Newark, Paul Lane Show. Pass your comments on the fire, because Paul Lane, Bowling Green, he's a Newark man. He'll be devastated like everybody else for those. So give him a ring, 01636 678 033. Give Paul a ring. Talk about what's going off tonight. So sad. You're listening to Radio Newark, and we're live at the scene of the devastating fire at the Old Grove Sports Centre. Mick Bradley, myself, and Matt Colbourne down here. The fire brigade now are just really doing what they can, but the swimming pool side of the sports centre has completely collapsed. The roof has gone. The wall nearest the old youth club has completely collapsed. Nothing left at that whatsoever. John Joe Birkin, massive part of Boldo and Newark's people's lives. So sad. And you know, is quite. The day centre doesn't look to be damaged. I have to say, it doesn't look. It doesn't look to be damaged. We are being moved back now by the fire brigade. This is Mick Bradley live at Radio Newark, but we are being moved back. Just bear with me a moment while they move us back. There has been sound of explosions coming from in the complex, and I think we're all being moved back while they're slightly wary of that. We're reporting live, but we are being moved back, so just bear with us at the moment while we sort of reverse out. Hello, Lucy, all right? Yeah. We're back with you here live on Radio Newark as we're being moved back. The fire brigade are worried about these explosions that we're hearing from actually in the sports centre. Nobody's really quite sure what is in there. The swimming pool side of it, that's gone. The sports centre itself, well, we don't know because we can't get there, and we've just been removed, so to speak. Matt Colbourne now is trying to climb on top of a fire engine to get a better view. We can just about get a glimpse. We've been moved back to the other side of the road for safety reasons. London Road remains shut, and I think London Road will remain shut now, certainly for the rest of the evening and well into the night. So if you're trying to get along London Road, don't, because quite simply, it's not going to happen. You're listening to live commentary from Mick Bradley and Matt Colbourne. We're on London Road, live at the scene of this devastating fire for the Grove Sports Centre. We can now see that the front of the sports centre, it looks like the entrance, there's nothing left of that at all. Fire brigade is in the Orchard School complex, but as far as we can see, the Orchard School is not affected by this at all. It's very difficult to tell now because we can't really get too close. You can now certainly smell. The smell of it is beginning to take over now, and people are saying there is asbestos in this, so we've all got to be a little bit careful. Casey Jean Armstrong, so many memories. You're right, so many memories for so many of us here at Newark, and we use this sports centre as we all grow up. Give Paul Lane a ring. He's on his show at the moment. Give him a ring, 01636 678 033. Tell Paul Lane your memories of the Grove Sports Centre. He'll love to talk to you. Yes, Maisie, I will give a shout out to Casey, and we do thank you all for stopping with us and listening. There's all 620 of you now that's listening to this. Amber Worthington, bye to my childhood. Yeah, I think a lot of us feel like that, Amber. We really do. Stephen Clark saying, let's hope it's not arson. Let's hope it's not arson, but you've got to wonder in a derelict building, haven't you? Abby Rowland, she's thinking back to primary school days. Always a good place to have fun with your friends during primary swimming. Ailey Joe Wright, great coverage. Well, that's what we're here for. We do try our best on it, but it's a sad night tonight, and I'd rather not be doing it, to be honest. Well, Rebecca West, if you're right in the builders we're in removing asbestos, I hope you are right for the sake of the people watching in the fire service. That's all you see, you're risking a life to bring it to you. And you can actually smell the fire from where we are now. Nigel Dixie, not seen the police on the scene yet. Oh, probably tend to agree with you, Nigel. I've not seen many either. The fire brigade are out in full force and they've taken complete control, and all credit to them. They really have. Went to the youth club many moons ago, Scott Holland. So did I. And at the minute, it's still standing, and let's hope it stays standing. John Mollinson says it's where most of us learnt how to swim. You know, most of Newark did learn how to swim at the Grove Sports Centre, didn't they? There's thousands and thousands of us that learnt how to swim at the Grove Sports Centre. I like that one. Jean Armstrong. They might burn the place down, but they won't burn our memories. I like that one. Can smell the smoke from Ortonville, says Abby Whitworth. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Abby. I'm really not. 678 of you are listening and looking at our live feed from London Road at the Grove Sports Centre. The fire brigade have now sealed off the complete area. We've all been moved well back. As far as I can see, the walls and the roof have collapsed of the old swimming pool complex, but there are flames and there are still explosions coming from what must be the sports centre side. I'm just going to try and find if we can find a different angle now. Large fire is engulfing the Grove Leisure Centre. There will be absolutely nothing left of the Grove Leisure Centre. Upwards of 10 fire engines at this major incident in Newark tonight. You're following this incident live on Radio Newark with Mick Bradley and Matt Colbourne outside what remains of the Grove Leisure Centre. It is a major fire. London Road is closed in both directions. Nobody is being allowed anywhere near the complex at all. We've all been moved back. We're now moving along behind the fire brigade cordons. There's a major incident unit being set up by the fire brigade. The green field site, the playing field, if you wish, in front of the new school is completely covered in fire engines. I said there was 10. There's probably more than 10 now. We're going to try and get it from the Grove School side of it. People keep asking, is the new school okay? As far as we can see, the new school is not affected in any way, shape or form. We're now crossing London Road to try and get a different angle on the proceedings. You're listening to Radio Newark live from the site of a major incident at the Grove Sports Centre. It is completely ablaze. It's a job the fire brigade now is just containment to make sure it doesn't spread. At the moment, I can say it's not spread.
Please get me on that. Can you get me on it, please?
It's not spread at all to the new school. The new school is completely safe. There's good news for everybody. You'll all be able to go to school on Monday. Thought you'd be pleased. We're moving round now to get in front of the sports centre. People, to reiterate once again, the school is not on fire. The school is safe. The fire is contained to the sports centre itself. Right, we can now get round to a better view, and we can see now that it looks to be the swimming pool section of the sports centre. The building of the sports centre itself with the sports hall is still standing. There's smoke coming from the roof of it, but it is at the minute intact, and it looks to be they're containing it into the old swimming pool section of it. We've got as best we can. The reception area has certainly gone up in flames. The old reception area has gone, but I think you can probably just make out from our live link that the building, the sports hall building, is still standing, but as best as I can see, there is smoke coming from the roof of it. Now, if that's just the sheer heat, or it is on fire, I wouldn't like to pass an opinion at the moment. But the water, the high pressure hoses are being put at the moment on to the old swimming pool complex and the reception area. We really cannot get any closer at all. To reiterate, people keep asking, I am now in a position to tell you categorically the new school is perfectly safe. It has not affected the school at all. It's the swimming pool area that has disappeared completely under these flames. It doesn't look like it's taken hold yet of the sports hall complex. We thank you very much for being involved in Radio Newark's coverage of this major incident in Newark tonight. Over 800 of you now looking at our Facebook feed. Megan McCarthy, why the Grove was absolutely wonderful. Memories were made and have now been shattered, and I will never forget the Grove. Big thanks to Suzanne White. She's listening to our feed as well, and you know we do thank you for listening to our feed. Flames have now subsided quite sufficiently. The hose that they've got now coming from above the seat of the flames seems to have sorted it out, and I would suggest it's the swimming pool side, the reception area. This is what's really taken hold. And you can't forget sport, can you? Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1. Thanks, John Mollison. Flames died down, as you can see on our feed now. The flames have died down really strongly. Bethany Warwick, will there be school on Monday? Bethany, I think yes, there will be school on Monday, and I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Have the flames subsided, Molly? Yes, the flames have subsided. Tremendous amount of subsided. Once they've got the high pressure hose coming from above it, it's really sort of sorted out. The firemen are doing an amazing job, Mandy. You're quite right, they are. They've got hold of it, they've got it sorted. And as I say, I tend to think now, for the sake of repeating myself, the swimming pool side of it's gone, the reception area is gone, but the main block itself is still there. You can give Paul Lane a ring. He's live at the moment on Radio Newark, 01636 678 033, and tell him your memories of the Grove Sports Centre. Apparently, You can see the fire from Coddington and Barnby. Louise Fletcher, you're my friend for life. Is the water in the pool? No, they drained the water when they actually closed it all down. They drained the water on that night. London Road is closed. It's closed in both directions, and it will be remaining closed for a long time to come yet. Don't even attempt London Road tonight. I can't see it being opening. Maybe not until the morning, until the fire brigade actually put this fire out completely. Lots of smoke now, not so many flames. Major fire tonight in Newark can be seen all over Newark. Anybody just tuning into it now, it is the site of the Old Grove Sports Centre. It's a swimming pool complex in the Old Grove Sports Centre, the reception area, all that part of it. There has been work going on, there has been workmen in there, but we assume there's nobody there, there's no ambulances anywhere here, so we're not assuming anybody is in the building at all. The fire brigade don't seem to be looking for anybody in or around the building. Yes, you're right, Ivan. At least it's the old sports centre. We've got to count our blessings, and it's not the new sports centre. We really have. Apparently, work had started on removing the asbestos. It may be related to the work that was going on there. We don't know. Time will have to tell on that one. Flames, I struggle to see any flames now at all. The amount of water that's being pumped on from above has really sorted this one out. This stage we've got no idea how it started. I've just arrived back from Calverton from watching Newark, the first half at Newark Flowserve, and couldn't get down London Road. That's how I sort of come about it. So at the moment we've got that. We of course will bring you the details on our news coverage over the weekend and into next week. And there's going to be many more stories, I think. This happens, don't they, when an iconic building like this. It wasn't a pretty building, but it was a building that many of us actually loved. And anybody that actually came from Newark, Bolton, Farndon, Coddington in the last 50 years will have at some stage, almost certainly, have been to the Grove Sports Centre, either at school or in adult. As I said, it wasn't the prettiest building, nowhere near it was a pretty building, but it was a building that at some stage in all our lives we'd actually been to. John Hodgson, and John, you're quite right. What a fast extinguish and very well controlled, considering everything that's going off. And yet, these guys are our firemen. An absolutely fantastic operation by them tonight. They've sealed the area. They've got on with the job. I can see firemen dotted in all directions. The on-site commander is just there looking. There are firemen around the complex of the new of the sports hall block, and they're actually going into it at the moment. They've opened it up to go into, so we're assuming that part of the building is still safe. Donna Ridyard, thanks Donna. The reception area had already been taken down, so the fire hasn't done that. Thanks Donna. I didn't know that. That explains why there's an almighty big gap there. Adrian Speedy, you're right. Virtually everybody learned how to swim at the Grove Sports Centre, and the best of luck to Grantham Town tomorrow in the FA Cup. big praise coming out on our live feed now for the fire crews. And Henry Allen fire crews are among the best. If you ask me, they have done a great job, and they have done a great job. Gina Taylor-Skowski there. A lot of village schools around Newark had swimming lessons at the Grove, and of course Gina, a great friend of the rugby girls. And you know, I've got to put my sports hat on, and rugby girls, Jess Weaver this weekend, a Newarker in France, playing for England in the under-18s rugby, and you know, we wish Jess the best of luck. Even in these terms, you've got to think of Newark sport. The fire crews have done our town proud. You're quite right, they have. That was Stacey Coleman. Kate Bocock. Scottish dad didn't learn to swim there. He learned to swim in the Clyde. Yeah, I can believe that, Daz. A lot of you now saying that a fantastic job the fire brigade have done tonight, and they have. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. They've got hold of it, they've contained it, and they're now, in a matter of an hour and a half, they're top side of it. We can still hear sirens as more and more fire engines from further and further away are arriving, but it doesn't. I don't think they'll be needed now, to be quite honest. You're listening and you're looking at live scenes from what remains of the old Grove Sports Centre, which an hour and a half ago was well ablaze. The swimming pool complex completely gone. We are told the reception area had already been demolished, but all the area around that. What is standing is the main sports hall, and the main sports hall, all we can see now coming out from between the slabs near the top, more and more smoke is coming out of that. The fire brigade are at the moment got all their hoses on what is left of the swimming pool complex. All the roof has gone, all the walls have gone. That is completely flat. Now it may just be smoke that's got in there that is finding its way out. The fire brigade don't seem too concerned at the moment about the main sports hall, but the main sports hall, as we speak, there is more and more smoke seems to be coming out from the roof of it. You're listening to a live feed on our Facebook and social media pages from Radio Newark. Matt Colbourne and myself, Mick Bradley, are here on site at the Grove. Paul Lane is live on Radio Newark at the moment, 01636 678 033. Give him a call, tell him of your memories. And there's always time for a sports flash, aren't they? Newark Flow Serve won 3-0 tonight against Geddelin South Bank. That's 7 league matches on the bounce now. Well done Newark Flow Serve. And if you're thinking of coming home down London Road tonight, don't bother, because you're not going to get down London Road tonight. Smoke coming out the building of the main sports hall now. As I say, I've got no way of telling you if that's the smoke that's coming off the what is left of the swimming pool complex. As they put more and more water on it, more and more smoke seems to be originating from the building to our right, which is the sports hall. Looking at the firemen at the moment, they're not seem concerned about the sports hall. In fact, I can see now the firemen have gone into the sports hall. If you remember, like I do, when you played your five-a-side football in there was a door at the front, just where the director's car parking space was that we all used before he got there. That's been knocked out, and there's firemen actually gone in there with breathing apparatus, and I can see they're shining lights round there. So I'm assuming that is just pure smoke. There is no fire in there, or they would not be in there. They've certainly got no hoses in there. But they have got that door open, so I'm assuming that is the smoke that is coming off the site of what was the swimming pool complex. John Hodgson says the sports hall looks in trouble as well. Well, from the top of it, John, it certainly does. There are now 6 firemen at that door, all shining lights in there, so they are showing some concern. Flames are licking up again as we speak, halfway down to the right-hand side, behind where the reception was, where you walked down to where, so we say, the old squash courts was. The flames had died down, but they've just started to lick up a bit. The overhead hoses have been sort of trained away from where there was now to where these flames are licking up. Many people asking where the police are, and I have to say I've still not seen a policeman, but the fire brigade are doing an absolutely fantastic job of policing the operation. We can actually see flames, and the flames are getting stronger and stronger. They had died down, but they seem to have taken hold again, big time, against what I'd say was halfway down the sports hall, and the flames are tending to really get strong again. The fire brigade look to be retreating from the sports hall now. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to make any assumption whatsoever. But they are there, and at the minute they haven't got any hoses trained in the sports hall at all. But there is smoke coming from the top of it. There's flames coming from alongside of it. If I can try and sort of, if you can remember, you used to go in reception, turn left to go to the swimming pool. If you carry along further down, whereas I would have gone to the old squash courts when there was there, that's where the flames seem to be coming from at the moment. I think, Claire, what people expect the police to do is get the likes of us back and let the fire brigade get on with their job instead of policing the road as well. But I'm assuming they must be around here somewhere, it's just that I can't see them. Apparently the flames can be seen all over Newark, Barnby, Coddington, and it probably does look like the police. I'm not sure. It looks like it's a drone that we've got up there now. Somebody's put a drone up there, which, okay, everybody's got their own opinion on drones, haven't they? But if you get any good pictures off the drone, Radio Newark, 01636 678 033, and send us some. Studio at radionewark.co.uk. Send us an email. It's very difficult to tell because there's an awful lot of smoke around here, but behind that smoke, I think this fire is taking hold again. I really do. Nigel Lacey, good to hear from you, Nigel. I hope you're well. The fire brigade are doing an absolutely cracking job of keeping the people well away from this. I have to say, from telling you about 10 minutes ago that I couldn't see any flames, I can now see masses and masses of flames. This fire has taken hold again. I'm not sure how much of the live feed that you can see, but there are flames licking up again, and the fire brigade now do seem a little bit more worried than they was about 10 minutes ago about, I think, the main sports hall. "666 people watching, spooky." Yeah, so you're right, really. You are quite right. It looks like the flames are catching again, Calvin Wagstaff. Calvin, they are. They most definitely are catching again. Is it still really bad? It's not as bad as it was, but I think now the flames are taking hold, and I think the sports hall itself is going to be very much at risk. There is smoke billowing now from the top of that sports hall. The fire brigade look to be retreating from inside it. The flames have really taken hold again. Orchard School is safe as far as I can tell. It's safe, and if you look at our live feed now, we can see flames, masses of flames. The overhead water is still being put on it, but it's not having a lot of effect again. And Lizzie Rose says it's raging again, and Lizzie, you're quite right. It is raging again. They looked at one stage to be top side of it, but certainly now the flames are coming up again, and it has taken hold yet again. They've certainly withdrawn from inside the main sports hall. Smoke coming, billowing off the roof of the main sports hall, and certainly from around the sides, and the flames now are higher than the sports hall. So this has really taken over. The sports hall is in trouble. We thought at one stage it was just a swimming pool. As John Hodgson points out, the sports hall is now in trouble. And to me, the side of the sports hall is now ablaze. Yeah, it looks like it's going along the side of the sports hall that we can see looks to be ablaze. It certainly is. It certainly is getting worse. The fire brigade have withdrawn from the front of the sports hall, and we can now actually see the side of the sports hall, flames licking out from the sports hall. Many people are worried about the asbestos side of it. If I can just... The fire brigade are not wearing breathing apparatus. I don't know what the asbestos situation is. We only know the rumours that there is asbestos in the building. We don't know a fact, but people may feel wise. Certainly on the Bolton side, the Poets Estates behind the school, because that's the way the smoke is going. The smoke is not coming over our way on London Road side. It's going, the smoke is disappearing over the back of Balderton. The side of the sports hall is now ablaze. You can see from our live video feed. Yes, you can see from our live video feed. The side of the side of the sports hall is ablaze. And whereas we thought a few minutes ago maybe it was contained, it's not contained, and a major fire seems to be breaking out in the sports hall complex. It looks like we seem to have lost the power on the lights around where we stand as well, which makes it even more dramatic. There is asbestos in the building. Many people are saying there is. Now there are explosions. The front of the sports hall now has got flames coming from it. The fire brigade have withdrawn from where there was just a shock of flames. You can now see flames on the front of the sports hall. The side of the sports hall is well ablaze. So for the second time in a matter of 3 or 4 hours, there is a major blaze at the Grove Sports Centre. You can actually feel the heat, and we must be 200 yards back, but you can now feel the heat. That's the first time tonight I've actually felt any heat from it, but now you can. And if you look at our live feed now, this fire, the sports hall, has now taken hold. You can look in the gap where I could only see smoke, which was in there, is now bright. It is lit. The inside of the sports hall is alight. The fire brigade are now trying to contain the sports hall, but the sports hall itself is ablaze. The flames are lapping twice the height of the sports hall. Now, can you pick it up on our video link? I think you can. The sports hall has now taken a blaze. It's the sports hall, John Pegg. You're quite right. Now it is the sports hall. And as I've just said, you can actually feel the heat now. Has anyone been out here? We don't know. All I can tell you is there's no ambulances. There's nobody showing any concern for any injuries whatsoever. The fire engines that was around the sports hall are now being moved back. And all of a sudden, everything is very, very bright. As the sports hall, as you can see on our video link, is now ablaze. A major, major blaze. The swimming pool has gone, and at this rate, it was not many minutes before the sports hall had gone. It did for a time look like they'd contained, but contain, I'm afraid, they didn't. "920 of you are looking at this live feed. Anybody want to give Paul Lane a ring? 01636 678 033. Please do so. The place was my granddad's best place. Glad he can't see that. Is the sports hall part of the school? No, Stacey, it's not part of the school. It's the old sports centre. The new sports centre is not affected at all. The houses at the back, of course, are is the old building, which is also derelict, the old house there. As far as I can see at the moment, the fire is on the London Road side, but as you can see on our live video feed, it may not be long before it goes to the other side. It is well ablaze now. You can see the flames lapping up well above the roof height of the sports centre. Tessa Redmile, your husband is there fighting the fire. He's one of the fire brigade. Tessa, they're doing an absolutely fantastic job, and all I can say to you, as far as I can see, they are all safe. They know exactly what they're doing. They're professionals. They know when to stand back and leave it and when to go after the flames. As far as I can see at the moment, the fire brigade know exactly what they're doing, and as I say, they know when to stand back and when to get involved. Martin Picker, of course. Martin, you did work at that sports centre for over 25 years, and you must be so sad to see it. And we knew it was going to get knocked down, but to end this way, no, I don't think any of us wanted to see that. 1,000 of you are now listening to our Radio Newark Facebook live link here on Facebook. We thank you for doing that. We didn't want to be here doing it tonight, obviously, but we thank you for being with Radio Newark, and we're just trying to keep you informed with what's going off as a major part of Newark's history goes up in flames. I'm Mick Bradley. I'm down here with Matt Colbourne. Just to say once again, London Road is closed, and Olivia's here as well. Well done.
Olivia Burrows, hello.
Right, so Olivia Burrows is here as well. So there you are. You see, it just proves that we're live here. We don't want to be, but we are. London Road is closed. Don't even attempt to try and drive down London Road in either direction. It is closed, and at the moment, I would suggest it's going to be closed all night. Alexis Knock has joined our live link. Alexis, you must be heartbroken to see what's going off tonight. It was your second home for so many years, and it's not the way that you would have wanted to lose it. The second building is now well alight. We've been hoping that it was just the swimming pool side of it, and it looked like for a time it may well have just been the swimming pool side of it. It's not. The sports hall, as you can see from our link, is well alight. I think the fire brigade now are really standing back and almost letting it burn. It's no good risking lives. There is no lives at risk. It's just a question of containing it and making sure it doesn't spread any further. We've got the old house behind there. We've got the orchard school very close to it, just the other side, a few trees, and then it's the orchard school, of course. And we must be worried about that because the sheer heat that's coming off. We do know there are fire engines in the orchard school complex, so they're doing that to be safe. The side of the sports hall now seems to be collapsing. The slabs, the flames leaping out of the slabs on the side of the sports centre. Martin and Alexis, as I said, you know, it must be so sad for you both. And Martin Pickering said the centre was incredibly well used over the years. Not the farewell it deserved, and it's not the farewell it deserved. It was life expired. It was tired. Now it's collapsing. Now it's collapsing. The building is collapsing. Now we can see the house. The building has gone. You see that on our live Facebook link? The building, the main sports hall, has just collapsed inwards right in front of our eyes. Now you can see the house behind it. Now it's a question of containing it and making sure it doesn't spread to the orchard school or the house. What we now have is a bonfire, quite frankly. The building has collapsed inwards. All of a sudden, in just one go, it just went. It collapsed inwards. From 20 minutes ago, when we were saying the fire brigade was actually in the building, those chaps knew exactly what they was doing. They knew when to stand back. I have to say, as far as I can see, every single fireman is safe. There is no reaction. Nobody's looking. Every single fireman is safe. Explosions coming from now. The main sports hall has collapsed. Amazing scenes here, live on Radio Newark from the Old Grove Sports Centre. "20 minutes ago, we thought the building was safe. Smoke was coming from the top of it. Flames started licking around the side of it, and then all of a sudden, that was it. It collapsed inwards. They're raising the overhead water again now. I think it's a question of now making sure. I can't see from this side. We are the Grove pub side of the events. I can't see what's happening on the far side. I can't see if the Orchard School is okay. I'm assuming the Orchard School is okay. If anybody is that side and wants to put a mention on our live feed, please do so. I can't see that side. I can tell you the New Grove School is okay. No problems whatsoever. I can tell you that the house behind the sports centre is still okay. That's not closed. The Orchard School, I can't see. If somebody wants to put a notice on there for me, I would be very grateful. I have to say, when it collapsed inwards, it just did it in seconds. The whole building collapsed inwards in seconds when the heat took over. Hope no firefighters injured. As far as I can tell, no firefighters were in there. Certainly the fire brigade look at this stage to be in control of what they're doing. They're containing it to the site. They're letting it burn. Jordan Irons, thank you very much. The Orchard School is fine. Many people have been asking that one. The Orchard School is okay. It is fine. Phil Roberts should have been dismantled a long time ago. Phil, I tend to agree with you, and then this sort of thing doesn't happen, does it? I do tend to. The alarm did go off. I don't think it was a school alarm that went off. It was certainly an alarm, but I'm not sure it was a school alarm. Claire says, please spray the day centre and the Orchard School. Certainly there are fire engines around the Orchard School site. We've got friends around there. They tell us at the moment everything is okay. Tony joins. Nice you to join us, Tony. My sporting life going up in flames, gutted. Great work for emergency services. I've used this centre all my sporting life. So sad to see the end. Why is the A1 closed? I can only assume the A1 is closed because of the smoke is drifting over the A1 that way. We're trying to find out why the A1 is closed. I say that is the way the smoke is drifting. I'm assuming that is probably the case, although it has been closed at night time due to roadworks for the last week, and that it may well just be as simple as it's the roadworks. Anybody can let us know on that one, please do. Rebecca, there's 2 houses beyond the big house. As far as I can see, Rebecca, the big house is still okay. We could see it a few minutes ago, but now the amount of water that is being put onto the remains of the sports hall, you can't see it anymore. It is just pure and simply all we can see the smoke. The fire brigade have got fire engines parked up near the old house, but there's nothing happening out that way. So the assumption is everything is okay. This is Radio Newark on a live Facebook link from the Grove Sports Centre, or from what remains of the Grove Sports Centre, which unfortunately now is very little and just a pile of burning rubble. The first to go was the swimming pool. The swimming pool, then we looked for a few minutes like it was contained, there wouldn't be a problem. Then we saw smoke from coming the roof of the sports hall, and all of a sudden the side of the sports hall was completely ablaze. Smoke closure on the A1. They're telling me that it's smoke that's closing the A1, and that's certainly the way the smoke is going. The location is on London Road. We're with the new Grove Newark Academy. I say it's the Grove. I was born here. It's the Grove. But they want to call it the Newark Academy these days. But to me, it's the Grove. That's where we are. The new school is perfectly safe. The old sports centre, unfortunately, is no more. As far as we know, John Sutton, I can certainly say the new Newark Academy is perfectly safe. There is no action around there at all. It's still lit up. The electric's on. There's no smoke. There's nothing there. That is safe. The Orchard School, we've got friends on the Orchard School side of this building. They tell me the Orchard School is all right. There are fire engines parked around that side, so I'm assuming that they will have control of that. But as far as I can tell, the Orchard School is okay. Many people of you agreeing. It is the Grove. Call it what fandangled name they want to. It's the Grove. It's as simple as that. If you come from Newark, it's the Grove. And the Grove Sports Centre, unfortunately, is no longer part of Newark at all. We knew it had closed. We knew it was derelict. We knew it was tied. It's had its time, and the new building is a fantastic building. And as John Mollison has just said, it should have been pulled down at the same time as the Grove School was pulled down, and the whole of the history would have gone together. If it was pulled down, that's acceptable. Time moves on. It's sad to see it end this way, and I know it's only a building, but it's not only a building. It's a building that everybody from Newark and Balderton and Farndon and Coddington, if you're of my age or a lot younger, you went there, you played football there, you swam there, you learnt to swim at the Grove Sports Centre, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people here tonight, and I could walk around and every single one of them to a T has been in that complex at some stage in their life playing the sport that they like and they love. And you've got a sports reporter talking to you about a fire. To me, that complex that's just gone up in flames breaks my heart, because I've been in there time and time again playing and reporting on sport, and it was bad enough when they closed it. This is an awful sight to see the end of it. Nicola Ball, I like that. I call the new pool the Grove too. Well done, Nicola. Well said. It should have been called the New Grove Sports Centre. You're quite right. Well, as you can see now from our live feed, they're training the water on it. It's the unmanned aerial fire hydrant. They've put in close as they can to the seat of it, but it's almost akin to bonfire night. You know, you build your bonfire, you set light, and it collapses inwards, and that's what they've got now. That's what they've got to contend with now. A bonfire. Jacob, if that's your school, I think you'll be going there on Monday still, mate. Sorry. Very poignant, Nigel Lacey there. Another iconic building gone up in flames, just like Northgate with the old brewery buildings. And of course, I'm old enough to remember when the brewery buildings went up there. Amy fell. Amy, of course, you would have brought your Tutor Reed children swimming at the Grove Sports Centre many, many times. We know time goes on, but you will remember coming down here as well. The A1 is closed in both directions due to smoke coming from the Grove Leisure Centre. We said before that's the way the smoke was going. We can now confirm the A1 is closed in both directions. We're assuming between the Winthorpe roundabout and Balderton. But how you're going to get through to Balderton, I don't really know, because London Road's closed.
Southbound traffic is currently backing up, so if you are approaching Newark southbound this evening towards the Winthorpe interchange, that is currently closed there, so it's backing up right past Muscombe. If you are coming northbound from Long Bennington, currently queuing down all the way towards that junction there at the Balderton turn-off for Newark on the A1 northbound. Just be aware of that this evening. If you are around town as well, London Road is closed in both directions as a result of this fire.
And thanks very much there to our travel team for keeping us informed in what is happening. So the A1 is closed in both directions. London Road is closed in both directions. The alarm that you can hear, and everybody was worried about it was a school alarm, the alarm that you can hear is the aerial fire tender moving around. That's the alarm that you can hear at the moment. The flames seem to have broken back out again on the London Road side of what was a swimming pool complex. We can see flames. We can see flames coming from there. Flames from what's left of the sports hall building. So there's two seats of flames now at the moment. But I do tend to think now it's almost, I hate to say it, it's almost the bonfire effect now. The buildings have collapsed. They've collapsed inwardsly, and more or less they're burning out. Mandy White, I can remember Brian Clough coming to a presentation at our school assembly in the sports centre many years ago. Just had a message in from Martin Picker, sport related. The Warriors FC home games scheduled for the Newark Academy tomorrow have all been cancelled. A message there from Martin Picker. All the Warriors FC games scheduled for the Newark Academy pitches tomorrow have been cancelled. Safety first, and quite right too, and I tend to think the fire brigade is still going to be here by tomorrow morning in any case. So Warriors, if you've had a home game tomorrow and you're listening to this, your matches are off. They are all cancelled. Aidan Horn, a fire on the left. There is a fire on the left, Aidan. If you can see what's burning, let me know. I'm looking at it through a couple of fire engines. I can't actually see what's burning. We're going to try and have a look. Just bear with us at the moment. We're on the march again. We're broadcasting live on our social media sites. We are Radio Newark. We're at the Grove Sports Centre, or more to the point, we're left with the remains of the Grove Sports Centre. A major incident tonight. The Sports Centre was ablaze round about 8 o'clock tonight, we think. Not even sure what the time is now. Is someone? Anyone know what the time is now? It's time sort of 10:30 now. It's been ablaze, we think, now for about 2.5 hours. And it is now just a question of what remains of it. The swimming pool complex, the sports hall complex have both collapsed inwardly. Paul Lane is live on Radio Newark. He's staying with us on Radio Newark. So if you've got anything to ring in, talk to him. Apparently he was live on the BBC at 10 o'clock. There you go. You see, there's fame for us. Not the fame that we wanted, though. No fire engines on the left, but the last, I think it's sort of residue flames coming from the inwardly collapsed, what was the swimming pool. Paul Butler, Paul, nice to hear from you again in this rather sad night. As a swimming instructor, I taught many children to swim at the Grove, and you see how many posts and saddened by what they have seen tonight. Memories for many gone up in flames. Maisie Antibi, I've absolutely no idea what caused it. I, like many, was out of town and come back to see what it was. I am told there has been workmen in there starting to remove what we think was the asbestos. I don't know, but what caused it tonight, I don't really know. We'll have to wait until the police and the fire brigade come back on that one in the next few days and few weeks. Just to reiterate, all the Warriors games at the Newark Academy tomorrow have been cancelled. That in from Martin Picker. Is the day centre okay? I think it is. I can't really tell. I'll be very surprised if it does remain okay, but as near as I can say it does, but we're not allowed very close. If anybody can see the day centre, please let me know so I can tell everybody listening to it. There are people concerned about the day centre. I'm Mick Bradley. I'm here with Matt Colbourne tonight at the Grove Leisure Centre, or the remains of the fire-ridden Grove Leisure Centre. You're listening to Radio Newark's live coverage on their social media site, and then somebody's phone rings. Somebody's phone always rings, don't it? You can't get staff. David, hold that. Lovely. Again, the flames seem to be going down. We had the spectacular infall of the sports hall, which smoke was rising from the roof of it for a long period of time. They didn't seem over concerned. Then it took over on the side of it. There was flames licking up the side of the building, then to the front of the building, and then a spectacular inward collapse of the whole building. Another update on the Warriors, it seems changing by the minute. The Warriors under-13s home games that are played at Fernwood will still go ahead. The Fernwood matches are going ahead. Any Warriors matches played on the Newark Academy fields are cancelled. Just give Martin Pickett or Paul Sterling a ring if you're in doubt. But anything on the Newark Academy site tomorrow is cancelled. Angela Kelly, the roller discos. Oh, yes, the roller discos. Mello, I hope the Orchard School is okay. As far as we know, the Orchard School is okay. We've got people on that side. They keep passing it on to us. We think the Orchard School is okay. We hope the Orchard School is okay. Helen Drummond tells me that at 8:25 on London Road, it was nothing. So it was somewhere round about 8:30. We think. It seemed to be between 8:30 and 8:45. It would seem that it took hold and the calls went in to the fire brigade. And we have to wait until the fire investigation team get into the building. Not that there's a building to go into, but to get onto the site. And they will, of course, try and work out what's happened. Thank you, Liz Hall, for that. It really is no good jumping to conclusions tonight. It may have been arson. It may have been an electrical fault. We don't know. We have to wait until the people sort it out. The fire hasn't reached and will not, I absolutely confidently say, reach the new Newark Academy. I'm told the Orchard School is okay. I'm told the old houses are okay. There doesn't seem to be any action on that side of it. If my people on the Orchard School site can put a message on here just to reassure people asking that it's okay, I'm sure it is. But we will see. You're listening to Radio Newark Live, still on the outside the Newark Academy, where this major fire of the old Grove Sports Centre is now really in its last rites. The swimming pool was first to go. The actual sports centre building itself took hold straight after. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Matt Ridyard, I'm old. I can remember a long way back. We're here just to reiterate. As far as we know, the A1 is still closed in both directions between the Winthorpe interchange and the Bolton interchange because of smoke drifting. We're also getting reports that the East Coast Main Line is closed for the same reason. London Road is also closed. and will be, I would suggest, for a long time to come yet. The situation here now is that the whole of the complex has collapsed. The sports hall collapsed in on itself roughly 1 hour ago. Probably less than that, actually. You get lost for time on this. But it's spectacularly inward collapsed. The overhead fire hydrogen is now spraying back to where we think the fire even started, which is the front of the London Road side of the swimming pool complex. So there is 2 seats of fire at the moment. That one which has got and they're putting the flames on. I can see flames which would be the far end of the swimming pool, and of course I can still see flames from the collapsed building which is the sports centre itself. Jason Booth, there's a comment in from Jason here. I would have gladly burned the Grove School down when I was there, but I have so many good memories and so many great times at that sports centre. The great staff and the facilities for its time, and that's what many of us saying. We've all been there. So you'll be pleased to know that the salon is perfectly safe, no problem whatsoever. Mind you, they're all going home by 3 o'clock this afternoon and put a close sign on the door, but I'm not going to tell you that one. The flames went higher than the school, and at one stage, you're quite right, the flames did go higher than the school when the sports hall absolutely engulfed itself, and in 10-20 minutes it went from the fire brigade with light in the sports hall to there not being a sports hall whatsoever. I was here when it opened, of course. We had the Radio 1 Roadshow on the first year that it opened. I won't tell you who was the DJ because I'll get told off, but it's one that we don't talk about anymore. But we all went to the Radio 1 Roadshow when it was here. I won't name any names. It was here. Cornflake. Okay, I think we're just about going to wrap up our live coverage here. The fire brigade are actually taking some of the hoses, reeling some of the hoses in. It is a containment job. The building has collapsed. The Grove Sports Centre is no more, and anybody that drives past it over this weekend will be able to see that for themselves. But from Matt Colbourne and myself, and thank you all very much for sticking with Radio Newark tonight, and we'll bring you memories of the Grove Sports Centre in next week's shows. But from Matt Colbourne, myself, Mick Bradley, and our great band of helpers, Karen Justice and Dave Earsfield, who have worked tirelessly to help us tonight, we thank you very much, and we'll catch you again very soon.